Burn is finally living up to its name and officially melting pro mode content with ease. Mako's Buck here, and today let's go over an endgame Boom Boom build. Kicking it off with our weapon, and that is going to be the Boom LMG. Boom Boom has an 18% chance to trigger burn on hit. Hitting a target triggers an explosion, dealing 300% psi intensity AoE blaze damage with a cooldown of 2 seconds. This explosion will apply 1 stack of burn to the hit enemy and provide a 30% damage buff to blaze. We will be modding our Boom Boom with flame resonance talents, which will grant us +2 max burn stacks at the cost of 20% burn duration. Your Boom Boom's accessories will be the large break muzzle, compact reflex sight, tactical laser sight, and large LMG drum mag. And lastly, we will be going with a rapid shot style calibration with 2x elemental damage on it. Moving on to our key armor piece, and that is going to be the BBQ Gloves. Burn damage frequency increases with the number of stacks up to 100%. BBQ Gloves paired with the Flame Resonance weapon mod and a quick fire rate on your LMG will have you ramping up burn stacks quick so that you can take out pro mode bosses quickly. Let's go over our gear set, and since this is a status build, we will be using 4 pieces of the Shelter gear set. 4 pieces of Shelter grants 15% status reduction, plus 8% elemental damage, and 3 pieces each weapon hit grants 1 stack of Deviant Energy. Every stack of Deviant Energy grants 1% elemental damage. Effect can stack up to 20 times, and reloading removes half of the total stacks. And lastly, 4 pieces will up our Deviant Energy stacks by 10 and grant 2 additional stacks when hitting a weak spot. A ramped up 4 pieces of Shelter will grant you a total of 40% extra elemental damage and is just best in slot when it comes to status builds. With our 1 remaining piece of gear, we will be going with 1 piece Bastille for a 10% increase in weapon damage when your HP is above 70%. Now, you could go with 2-piece Savior or Heavy Duty in exchange for the full 4 Shelter and get a constant buff that doesn't need ramping, but in the end, 4 Shelter is just more damage. Now that we have our gear set up, let's mod it. The helmet is going to be Deviation Expert Talents for a constant plus 10% fire rate, plus 20% status damage at the cost of range. The mask is going to be Blaze Amplifier Burn. Every stack of burn grants 3% psi intensity. Moving on to the gloves, and that will be Elemental Overload Talents for a flat 18% buff to blaze damage. You could use Status Enhancement gloves as well. I would use which either has the better substats. Covered Advanced Talents for the shoes, taking no damage for 4 seconds, grants plus 20% to weapon status and melee damage for 30 seconds. The pants will be Precision Charge Talents for every 10% weak spot hit rate of the previous mag. Get 4% to elemental damage up to 24%. This lasts for 10 seconds and resets upon reloading. And lastly, our chest mod will be Quick Comeback Talents. When using a healing shot, gain 20% movement speed for 2 seconds and refill 100% of your mag. This is huge for LMGs. Obviously, in all the clips, you see me manually reloading because I didn't have a good quick comeback yet. So in the meantime, you can use the blue chest mod Status Enhancement Talents for 12% status damage. Aside from your mods being the Talents variant, other substats to look out for will be Damage to Great Ones, Status Damage, and Magazine Capacity. Now it's time to go over the things that will take your build from good to great, starting with our secondary weapon, and we will be using the Wildfire Pistol for priming bosses with the Bullseye effect so that they receive more damage. You will want to mod your Wildfire with Vulnerability Amplifier. The Bullseye adds 8% vulnerability. Your calibration for Wildfire will be the Rapid Shot Pistol with 2x weak spot, and you will want to toss accuracy boosting accessories on it. Our melee weapon will be the Long Axe to proc Fortress Warfare prior to DPSing a boss to further increase your damage output. Everyone's favorite Pyro Dino will be the best in slot deviation, as targets Pyro Dino hits with his fireball will become more vulnerable to blaze damage. When he actually does hit them, yes, this happens a lot. Our food buffs will be the Whimsical Drink for a plus 25% buff to status damage, and our food buff will be the Flaming Egg Tart for plus 10% extra burn damage. Your best in slot ammo will be the Tungsten AP LMG ammo made with Stardust Source to maximize your burn damage output, and I will throw the CRADLE setup in the description of the video below. Speaking of the description, make sure you check out the link to ohdex.gg for a visual variant of the build similar to loadouts on Destiny's Dim. All of the screenshots for today's video were taken from this site, and you will start to see most of my builds posted there as well. If you like this video, don't forget to hit that thumbs up, subscribe, and turn those notifications on. See you next time.